the list that we are doing to wrap up this episode, top 10 players going into the 2024-2025 NBA season. We going 10. We going 10 to 1. Who you got at 10?
All right. Let me say my honorable mention so they don't chop my head off. I got Bron at honorable mention.
Got
We
to.
talked about it off air. He's
Pay my
not
dues.
bad. He's
Look,
not bad.
I'm paying my dues, Brian. Look, we ain't forget about you, big dog. We ain't
Yes.
you still him. You still Himothy. It's okay. This ain't got nothing to do with you being Himothy, big dog. That ain't it.
Not personal. Not personal. This is going into the 2025 season. His 22nd to be exact. He's just not where he used to be.
Hey
He's
man.
not. Don't
Father,
blame him. But at number 10, I got his running mate, Anthony Davis.
that's crazy. So do I.
Bet.
Why? What was your why AD at 10?
Dominance or lack thereof, because ain't none. Ain't none. I don't know what AD I'm gonna get when I watch TNT. I don't know what AD I'm gonna get when it's on ESPN.
But I'm saying he made the list though. So I'm saying even in making the list, what put him at 10 for you?
Because he still averaged what, 24 points per game.
Yeah.
He still averaged 12 rebounds. That's a double double.
Coming off his best season. I'm
That's a double
going to
double.
assume he's going to continue that production. I would hope so.
I just hate that this was his best season.
Yeah,
I feel like it should be more. Like,
absolutely.
I
He
want people to trimmer when they step across AD.
off talent alone, he should be higher.
Yes.
Off talent alone, off skill alone, he really should be higher. But here we are. So, but he did make the 10. Can't be mad. We respect you, big dog. Now you just got to show up in
Yeah.
not street clothes.
Yeah.
Number 9 for you.
Number 9, Steph. For much of the same reason LeBron missed the list is
Mhm.
why Steph is so low for me. It's just a new time. Also, I considered the team and his impact on them winning or lack thereof.
Mhm.
Steph gonna get his, but it just wasn't there.
So let's just throw the old guard in honorable mentions. Steph ain't on my list. He in honorable mentions. KP ain't on my list either. He in
Oh,
honorable mentions.
true.
This has nothing to do with their goated status. All three of them. This has nothing to do. But none of them are the players that they were 5 years ago, and definitely beyond that. We are in a new NBA. Just giving that clarification. Don't fight me, fight your mom. But who I have
Period.
at number 9 is Victor Wembanyama.
You know what? Wemby didn't make my list. But if I were to take somebody off, it is Steph. It is.
Victor is at 9. As we talked about earlier in the episode, I he had the rookie season he had where he didn't even play all the games, playing on a team that was still trying to figure out how do we even like make this gel with this person who's like he's easy to play with, but also it's like we already not getting talked about. So I'm still trying to get mine and make sure I get my payday. But
Mhm.
I think that now they got that out the way, especially with CP there. Wimby, I think it's hard to argue Wimby not being a top 10 player in the league. So
Mhm.
he's 9 for me.
I feel that. I feel that. But at 8,
Hey.
I got Brunson at 8.
Who's your 7?
Tatum.
Oh, this is getting interesting. Okay. I have Anthony Edwards at 8,
Well, okay.
but Brunson is at 7, which is why I asked. Because then
Okay.
it's like they're like interchangeable for me at 7.
Yeah.
I feel like they're on the same type of rise, the same level right now. I feel like we're kind of looking at them in the same light of their ability to lead a team and take that even next step than they did from last year. But you have 8, you have Anthony Edwards higher. I can see that now. I'm going to assume.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Fair enough.
He's undoubtedly the reason that the Wolves had so much success, in my opinion. I
Agreed.
feel like he was
Agreed.
the engine.
Agreed. Absolutely.
I'm not saying that Brunson wasn't, but when it comes to Tatum, this is why he's higher than even Tatum for me.
That's That's interesting because I have Tatum at 6. So I have Tatum, Brunson, Anthony Edwards. And like I said,
Okay.
Brunson and Edwards are interchangeable. And I'm not necessarily saying that they are at the level of Tatum per se. But with what you said, the engine aspect, how important they are to their team, it's a reason they right there. It's a
You
reason.
got so you got Tatum, Brunson, AE.
Yes.
I got Brunson, Tatum, AE.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, ain't no arguments for me. All right, Boston fans, ain't got no arguments for me.
Yeah, we got AE in the same spot. We swapped Brunson and Tatum, but like you said, I do feel like they're also interchangeable.
So you do have Anthony Edwards at 8 or no?
Oh, no, no, no. You meant coming down, you got Brunson on top,
Yeah.
Tatum,
So at
and
8, I have Anthony Edwards. At 7, I have Brunson. At 6, I have Tatum.
okay. At 8, I got Brunson, 7, Tatum, 6, AE.
I'm not mad at that.
Yeah.
Not argue that at all. Can't argue that at all. Not mad at it. Okay. You got at 5.
I got 5. Injury only. That's why he's
Embiid,
so low. Yeah.
same.
Before that injury, he probably would have been 2 or 1 for me because what was he averaging? 35?
Year he was having was insane.
Ooh, he would have
And
been MVP again.
yeah, and it's hard because we don't really know where he is now coming into the season, which is, partially, where he's at. But yeah, 5. Gotta be 5. But yeah,
Yeah, for
5
sure.
for me as well. We got at 4.
Giannis.
This makes sense.
I got Giannis at 4.
I think
Only
I'm
because he was dominant as he always is. It was just an underwhelming season for them as a whole, for me.
very real. I think I know the rest of your list as well because I'm pretty sure we have the same 4 players. Because I have SGA at 4.
Okay.
Then I have Giannis at 3.
Okay, we swapped those two. I
Yes.
got SGA at 3.
Are our number 2 and our number 1 the same?
I'm pretty sure.
2 is Luka, 1 is Jokic.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Jokic and Luka, they really just sitting at the top right now.
hmm
Know what you're getting from both of them all season. They consistent throughout the season. For Luka, outside of injury, I mean, you pretty much know what you getting. He could be a walking triple double if he really wants to. Jokic
Yep.
is a walking triple double for the most part. So it's really hard. It's really hard to argue them. Giannis is going to always be somewhere between 1 and 4, mainly because production is going to be crazy. It just depends on how you're impacted by the season as a fan,
Mhm.
in my opinion. SGA rolls in the ranks, but again, that not only does let me not undermine the season he had and the leaps he's been taking, but again, that 5 can be really interchangeable because if Embiid is healthy, let's look a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? Potentially. But yeah, I think it's interesting that Tatum. Well, I'm not surprised that Tatum's right on the cusp of that 5 for the majority of people, right? Like, I think this past season didn't help his campaign of being top 5, even though he easily has top 5 skill and talent, in the league. But perception does play a role. I mean, and even when you look at the facts, you mix those two things together, he in the mix, he there, but he got to declare himself to be Himothy. You know what I'm saying? But
So you know what? If we have to question who's number 1 in Boston, why isn't Jaylen Brown a top 10 player?
so that's an interesting thing, right? And I think about that a lot. But I think for a lot of people, I don't think it's a question, right? I don't think it's a matter of who is the number 1 in Boston. I just think that you have a hell of a number 2, um, who could be your number 1. But I still think it's clear that Tatum is. That's not to take anything away from what Jaylen Brown showed this postseason. That's not anything to take away from the fact that Jaylen Brown could easily be a number 1 on any other team that don't got these players on it, essentially, and the old guard that we talked about. But I don't know. I don't think a lot of people are asking that question though. I don't think for too many people they're confused about who the number 1 is in Boston.
Okay, okay.
From
Because
Yeah, from the NBA talk that I hear.
do we show Tatum love? And I'm just playing devil's advocate at this point. Do we show him love based on?
Do we show him love based on?
potential or what we've seen from him already?
I think it's a mix of both because
Okay.
we've seen Tatum's greatness. We've seen it. We've seen him grow. We've seen him grow through some things, but we've seen his greatness. And because we've seen his greatness, I think a lot of us are like, bro, you got to cement this. Not so much by ring, but by, bro, you got to be there and be there for some time. Be there for 3, 4, 5 years where you don't come down from that level of play. And we haven't
Yeah.
that stretch yet. And the hard part is we more than likely won't, given how the Boston Celtics are constructed, right?
Mhm.
That doesn't take away from what we know Tatum can do. So that's what's tough, right? We can't put him in a situation and say, hey, man, go out here with no help in this worst team and go average 35 so we can say, you know, you whatever or put you in whatever place, right? Like that's just not his story. So I think it's a mix of both. I think there is an aspect of what we know he can be and what we want him to be that keeps us coming back to he's the number one. But I'm not gonna sit here and act like we ain't seen the greatness and we ain't seen who he is and who we want him to be full time, versus part time. So, so yeah, mix of both.
Yeah. I
50,
feel that.
both of them.